Halloween
forever.
Steven, my boy, how are you on this festive, blustery afternoon?
Brian, we're snowed in. We're stuck.
We do be snowed in. I'm doing just old timey shit. I just before we started recording, I got myself a nice cup of tea, heated up the kettle on the wood fire stove, went up and filled up all the firewood. I'm just living. I'm gonna churn some butter later. But yeah, we do be snowed in here. We got a good 6 inches of snow last night. So very festive, very festive. I got one for you though.
You got one?
Interested in one?
I'm interested in one.
All right. One thing I learned about this movie we're going to talk about tonight, a pee fetish. It's not something you want to just go into half-hearted.
Sure.
Right? Can you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're in or you're out. Welcome, boils and ghouls, to a fucking disgusting minisode of Halloween is Forever. I'm Brian.
And I'm Steve, the deliverer of punishments.
He is. And we have a second receiver of punishments, despite all of our best warnings. Kellie, our pal from the Final Girls podcast, came back to get her comeuppance, to get her punishment.
Yep, I didn't get to choose this one. Would not have chosen this one because I don't think I would have ever been aware of this movie if not for Steve, which I have so many questions about.
There's a lot to unpack with this movie. When we were before we were recording, we were all talking about how I have and Kellie said I think 6 pages of notes. Yep. I have maybe more notes than any movie we've ever talked about before. There's just so much to talk about, so much to unpack. We are going to talk about a film from the year of our Lord, 2009, called Final Flesh. And I'm eager to hear if any of the listeners have heard of this movie, but I am intimately familiar now. But of course, we got to do some things at the top of the show before we get into it. Kellie, first and foremost, because on the last episode, I was struggling with technical issues and just mental. I was just struggling in a variety of ways, and I completely forgot. As you know, being the worst host in America, just completely neglected to at the top of the show have you talk about your show and plug your stuff. So before I forget, and for those who are new to the show that haven't heard you talking on the old microphone before, tell them who you are, why you like this shit, and where they can find you otherwise.
Yeah, sure. I will keep it brief in case you did listen to the last one with me on it. I am the co-host of the Final Girls podcast, along with my sister-in-law, Sarah. She is married to my brother. He also is sometimes on the podcast. And we talk about the final girl trope in horror movies. So Sydney, Laurie, Ripley, all the good ones. And we release a new episode every Wednesday. You can find us at final-girls.com. You can find us at Final Girls Podcast on Blue Sky, or Final Girls the Podcast on Instagram. That's it.
So, listen, if you like this dumb old podcast, you're going to love Kellie and Sarah's show. It's a lot of fun. Strongly urge you to go check it out on the socials, on your favorite podcatcher app. All right. We also need to explore the status of all of our wet ones, guys. Where are they? Do we have wet ones? Are we slurping on them? Steve, you go first, because I was cracking up at our newest shirt design, which is Steve's Magna Carta, I think. It was his our new Slurping on Wet Ones t-shirt. You want to tell the boils and ghouls about that as well?
Sure. I mean, go on tpublic.com/user/Halloween is Forever. Or just find it in our link tree on our socials. You can find it. I've been advertising it. But yes, we have a brand new shirt. It's called Slurping on Wet Ones, because that's all we've been talking about the past couple of weeks. And I don't see it stopping. This is just our identity now. So you can go get your own Slurping on Wet Ones t-shirt.
Yeah. A very avant-garde design associated with it that I was impressed with.
Yeah, just I mean, it's almost all of our shirts are unwearable, but you got to be brave. You got to be brave.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, what context is that shirt okay in?
I do wear my Garfield Taz shirt that says "My balls are full of pee" pretty often, just around town, and I do get a lot of strange looks.
Yeah, you can't wear them to work, but if you're brave enough, you can wear them to concerts. Just like it's a good concert shirt because everybody will just assume you're promoting some band nobody's ever heard of. Slurping on Wet Ones sounds like a band. My balls are full of pee. That could be a band. Who knows?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, if there can be a band named Anal Cunt, there can be a band named My Balls Are Full of Pee. So you just go with that.
And there probably is. Honestly.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
Steve, speaking of it, what do you got? What's over there that might be wet that you might be slurping on?
The wet one I'm slurping on is out of Chicago, Illinois. Chicago. From Hot Butcher for the World. It is their Blazed Orange Junior, which is a Citra and Strata milkshake IPA, brewed with oranges and vanilla. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yep.
Status. It's it looks about like what I thought it was going to look like. What's the first sip telling you? Good, bad, indifferent?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's wet. It's cold. It tastes like oranges. It tastes like vanilla, and the hop isn't too like astringent. So yeah, it's really good.
I love it. Kelly, what do you? I saw a can poking out. I couldn't tell what it is.
Yep. Just like last time, I am drinking a sparkling water, which is watermelon flavored. So it is wet, but it is actually not very good. But I'm going to power through all these cans anyway, because they're there. And
that's what happens. You buy the variety pack and then you get some good flavors, you get some bad ones.
Yeah. It's, it's hydration. So I'll take it. And then just my cold brew coffee again, which I did look up the brand this time, and it was called Stock, STOK. So,
I've had that before.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I've had that before. Yeah. I got that down to store. Speaking of hydration, your boy is suffering from a lack of that today. I was, full disclosure, making quite merry last evening. Had a little neighborhood Christmas party. I did not host it. A neighbor had a Christmas party. We were there late into the evening. And imbibed. We slurped on a lot of wet ones, a lot of cold ones. There were shots involved. It was a long night.
Boy.
It was a long night. It was a lot of fun. But your boy woke up. I wouldn't say hungover necessarily, but just not 100%. Right. I also immediately went outside and had to get my snowblower running for the first time this year, and blow off 5-6 inches of snow off my driveway. So out there in the cold all morning, I need me something hot and preferably without booze. So I am drinking some lemon ginger tea, just like a little baby.
Or like an old person.
Yeah. So I'm drinking some sleepy time tea, and I got a big old flask here of water that I just need to desperately become rehydrated, because I ate a lot of cookies and drank a lot of booze last night. So that's where your boy's at. But I'm feeling invigorating. My cheeks are rosy. It is about 5 freaking degrees here with wind chill. So I did come in with my face all windburned. And I'm just looking like a dang little Christmas elf, Christmas elf over here with my hot beverage and my rosy cheeks. Now, we do got to do one other thing to torpid a show here. Believe it or not, here we are. Punishment episode. That means we got to spin that dang old wheel for January. And we haven't spun that wheel in a hot sec. Because, of course, we did our Secret Satan showdown last week. So we're about to spin that dang old wheel. So Steven is bringing up the spinny ass wheel with all the topics on it. And as he brings that up, I'll remind y'all, you might be saying, Well, what the hell's a spinning ass wheel? What's a showdown episode? What are you talking about? Cool your fucking jets. I'm about to tell you. Here's what happens. Every Monday, we put out some sticky sweet content on the internet, but the first Monday of every month, we do what's called a showdown episode. On that showdown episode, we have Steve, myself, and a guest or a collective Patreon community. We pick a movie associated with a particular topic. We argue about it. Someone gets jackknife powerbombed through a table or choke slammed onto some tacks, whatever. Eventually, somebody takes home that sumbitchin' championship strap for the month. But you might be asking yourself, where does the topics come from? Well, here's what we're doing today. We're spinning that spinning ass wheel that's got about a bajillion topics on it 3 times, getting 3 potential topics, putting them out on the social medias for our friends and listeners to vote on. These topics can be subgenres, performers, weird tropes, anything like that. You'll see in a dang old second. So, Stephen, give us our first spin of for our potential January topics. Ooh, and this is a I think this is a me one, right?
This is definitely a you one.
Yeah. So this is one of my series of particular performers, and we are talking about Angela Bettis. You may know her from May. You may know her from Carrie. You may know her from Girl Interrupted. Mm-hmm. You may know her from Bless the Child. She's been in a ton of stuff. She is one of my favorite underrated horror performers, right? And I was looking for underrated ones to put on this list, and I found it. And it came up pretty dang quick. So she was also in the 2017 Leatherface, Stephen. You'll be excited to learn. She has an absolute enormous amount of genre credits. So you can go really, really deep in Angela Bettis. So I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this is going to get picked because I think she is, well, underappreciated. But I don't know a ton of people would immediately recognize her name, but it's a dang shame because she's awesome.
I honestly didn't recognize her name right away, but then once I looked at her credits, I was like, oh yeah, her.
Same.
So,
yeah, it was one of those ones where I was looking for underappreciated performers going through, and I was like, oh crap, she's in so much stuff. And then I jumped down a rabbit hole of like, oh my God, she's in so many more things that I even knew she was in. And yeah, so
okay. Yeah.
All right. Spinning for number 2 here. Ooh, Neo Monster Flicks. Is this a me one or is somebody
this one could be me, and I think it's more along the lines of like anything that wasn't Universal horror monsters.
Sure.
And so things that kind of got invented. I guess maybe the Babadook would fall into that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the pure origin of the Babadook, but I feel like Babadook would fall into that, or
maybe a Descent, the weird little monsters underground.
Yeah, the underground ghouly guys and the Descent would be there. I'm trying to think if
it looks like they're all also including Get Out, Attack the Block.
It follows. It follows. Place. Maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
A Quiet Place. Yeah. So anything that's kind of like newer, I would say probably past the 80s.
That's cool.
And now does this also exclude like monster archetypes? Like a werewolf would not be that would be more of a classic monster.
Yeah, I think it excludes specifically a werewolf, but if you find like
a vampire might be, unless it's a weird take on a vampire,
Yeah, because they're in this list that I'm looking at, they're including like I Am Legend. So I guess that's kind of a twist on the vampire thing.
Yeah. It's like it's hard to tell what those really classify as.
Those are just dang old ghouls.
Yeah, fair.
But I think maybe I Am Legend would be disqualified because it is like based off so many other properties that came before it.
Yeah.
Because it's like based off, the Omega Man and the Matheson. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Neo Monster Flicks. Third, let's see what we got. we got quite two different ones here. Let's see if we can get even more diverse lists here. Modern slashers. We did this one way back in the day, Steve, right? This is at least a few years ago. This is when Meg was still on the show. Modern slashers. Yeah, because you did like, you did like a remake. I think I did Hush.
Yeah, you did Hush. I did the remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Oh, yes.
And Meg did a remake as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was modernized slashers that way. But yeah, we can.
All right.
I have a feeling that one will probably win, but we can do it again for January.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It's been a good 3 or 4 years since that one's came around. I'm gonna, because it was my suggestion, I am going to campaign for Angela Bettis films, but I would be happy doing any of those 3. So those are our options once again for January Showdown. Angela Bettis films, or Angela Bettis rules is the topic, neo monster flicks, and modern slashers. So you can check us out over on the social medias, or if you are part of the Patreon, then you can go over and vote on the Discord specifically for our patrons. So you get a little extra vote over there. So anything else, Steven or Kelly, before we get into this wacky ass fucking movie? I'd like to get into it because I got things to say, but if we've got something else.
I was just going to say, was Angela Bettis in The Woman?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
She was.
If that topic gets picked, I highly recommend that nobody suggests watching The Woman, because me and most other females on Earth despise that movie, and it is crap. But nothing against Angela Bettis.
I don't think I've seen it. I honestly don't think I've seen it. I just know that when I was looking at that list, I remember seeing that on there.
It's just vile. Like, it's just really unpleasant. But like, Angela Bettis is great in it. But the movie is just not a fun movie to watch. So,
not a fun movie. Got it. Speaking of not fun movies, actually, no, I completely take that.
Take that back.
Movie,
How dare you?
I actually personally very much. This is one of the most enjoyable punishment movies I've ever had, and I personally feel very triumphant because it is just a slap in the face to Steven, because he thought he was doing something nasty to us. And not only did I fucking love it, Steven, but I now own it on Blu-ray.
Oh my
And I took a leap of faith, and I actually texted Steven, because I went and finally got down to check out the new Vinegar Syndrome store in the south side of Pittsburgh. I was up there for work, and normally when I'm up there, it's closed because it's kind of strange hours. It's like only open until like 7 p.m. and it's like Wednesday through Saturday or something. And I was actually up there late in the week, and I was like, I'm stopping. First of all, if you haven't already, go check it out. That place is fucking awesome. You could spend an entire freaking day in there. There's so much jam-packed in that little storefront. Amazing, weird, bonkers ass, not just Vinegar Syndrome releases, but like AGFA, like all of these other random, partner labels, release labels and stuff. You could spend a whole day in this place. There's so much good stuff. So many weird ass movies, like movies that shouldn't even exist on physical copies. You can go and buy, like, you can get one with like 2 discs and 19 special features. Like, it's so deep. I was in there. I controlled myself. I probably only bought like 4 or 5 movies, but I did get a 2-disc special edition of Hell Comes to Frogtown, and a bunch of other wacky shit. But also, I was in there. I was like, you know what? Wonder if they have Final Flesh, right? Because they sell it on the Vinegar Syndrome website. Sure enough, not only did they have it, they had multiple copies. So I purchased it, and I texted Steve a picture. I said, I am not a smart man. And he just wrote, la, 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 la. I went home, watched it, fucking loved it. It is one of the most bonkers fucking films I've ever seen. I went in completely blind. And then the more I learned about it, the more I loved it.
I mean, I'm genuinely shocked that it was ever printed to physical media. So that's really cool, I guess. Yeah, Steve, like when he sent me the link to the movie and he was like, you might want to read up on this movie to prepare yourself. And after I watched it, I just sent back a message that just said like, nothing could have ever prepared me for this. And I also did not really look into it very much ahead of time because I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch it. And it's like a 1 hour movie that took me over 2 hours to watch just because I kept pausing it to write stuff down. And I was like, I didn't even want to miss anything. So I would pause, write down like an entire 3-sentence quote and then keep going. So it took me forever to finish. And I watched it alone and I watched it sober, stone sober. And wow, I was watching it in the living room. I was laughing so hard that my fiance texted me from the bedroom and he was like, can you close the door? I can't sleep. You're laughing way too much.
Yeah, it is. I watched it like stone sober as well in the middle of the day in the afternoon. It was actually the day after I bought it. I'm like kind of half working, half watching it. And then I just like cancel all my meetings. I need to dig into this. This movie, okay, I will say is directed by Ike Sanders, whom I'm not entirely sure exists. I actually don't want to talk about what the movie is until after we do. Should we talk about the concept? Because here's how I experienced it. I watched it blind, just went in blind.
Yeah.
Was flabbergasted by the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then afterwards went and started reading up on it, which is what I like to do with a lot of movies. I like to go in blind and then go and learn more about it because then it makes it fun for me to watch it a second time. Right. So that's what I did. Is there any opposition to just discussing it in that manner?
No, it's funny. I actually did the opposite with this movie. I went in blind and then afterwards I was like, you know what? I don't want to look up any info because anything that I find out that explains some part of this is going to ruin it for me. Like I want it to remain totally inexplicable,
pure,
complete. Like I want to just be baffled forever. And there even like the link that Steve sent had bloops, like a blooper reel. Your special edition probably has that too.
It does. I watched the blooper. Yeah.
Okay.
The bloopers don't even feel like bloopers because for very specific reasons.
How could they? How could they?
Yeah. How could they? But like I started watching the bloopers and I was like, no, I don't want to. Like I'm just going to keep it just simple in my mind that this was the strangest thing I've ever viewed in my entire life. And that's how it was for me.
It was weird. And like I said, we'll talk about at the end because there is some explanation. And I will say this. After watching it and being baffled by like, how can this exist? From what like diseased mind did this come? Right. And then I read the explanation and I was like, oh, that makes more sense. And was like, for a minute, I was slightly disappointed. I was momentarily like, I want to say disheartened, but kind of like, you know, the veil was pulled off. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this is almost even weirder. From the perspective of the performer. So I won't spoil any more because the performers are almost like, I don't even want to spoil any more of it. Let's just get into the movie and then we'll talk about the origin of the movie. Okay. So I refer to this, my alternate title. This was Final Flesh 2009, aka Darren Aronofsky's remake of Inland Empire.
That's funny. I was thinking David Lynch the whole time, but that works too.
Yeah. It feels very Inland Empire in the sense that it felt like it's shot very low budget, like handy cam kind of feel to it. But then also, it feels like it is shot scene for scene and they are writing it as you go, which is also very Inland Empire. But also it is like, it is almost like shocking for shocking's sake, gross out, perverse stuff masquerading as like wannabe intellectual, which is what I think about when I think Darren Aronofsky. He is a dumbass who wants to be an intellectual, and he just like thinks if he puts edgelord shit on screen, he'll be taken seriously as a filmmaker. So that's what this felt like to me. I put also the other AK was just called "Dad, I Hate You."
Oh, yeah, that was one of the quotes I wrote down. That was the first quote in my notes.
One of my favorite lines in the movie.
Oh, it's so good.
It has the qualities of what if John Waters suffered from the same head injury that Neil Breen has, and then made a movie.
Completely.
Like there's everybody who describes it is correct in the way to describe it.
Yeah.
So like nobody's wrong in what they say, but it is just, it is one of the most baffling things. I kind of knew, deep down in my heart, like this is a film that is far more of a punishment on our normal audience. I kind of knew deep down in my heart it wouldn't hurt Brian as much, especially after he looked up where it come from. He would get it, but I don't know. I still thought, hey, it's a weird piece of cinema that like most people have never seen or heard of,
and never will.
So that's why,
or hear.
So so that's why I had to put it out there. Like it's just one of those. I can't let this die on my punishment list film.
Okay, so two things on your punishment list. Was this under the naughty or the nice section?
This is under the naughty list because it is. I mean, aside from its origins, it is just incomprehensible garbage. Like
it's just a stream of non sequiturs. It honestly, at first I thought like, oh, is this kind of, intentionally bad? Like it wants to be The Room or something. Although I know The Room wasn't intentionally bad, but that's the charm, right? But then like, as I was watching it, I was thinking like, no, this is something else entirely. And there's this other podcast that I am a guest on semi-frequently called Getting Offed. And they do this trivia game. And one of the categories is it horror or is it porn? And that kept running through my head this entire movie. Am I watching a horror movie or a porn? It's both.
Yes. Yeah. You're watching
100%.
You're watching all things. It's horror, it's porn, it's comedy, it's experimental. It's almost, if the way it was made by students, it would have been a student film, but it has those student film qualities of being pretentious and up its own ass undeservedly, but it was written in that way. So yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
The thing that makes it so awesome, again, we'll reveal kind of at the end, is that the performers, it begs the question the entire time, is this a joke?
Yeah.
And it's funny, but the whole time you're like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Spoiler alert, it is a joke, but the performers are not in on the joke, which makes it earnest, right? As earnest as it can be, right? Which is what makes it so entertaining. But, and they could not have gotten that effect any other way. Yeah.
But while they're not in on the joke isn't on them.
No.
Correct. It's on the audience.
It's on the audience.
It's on the audience. And we again, when we get to the end, we can talk a little bit more about some things I was reading, because I already knew the origin of the film.
Yeah, I did not.
So I was my post film watch reading was more about like, what were other people saying about this? And so I found some things. So
yeah. I won't spoil the origin of it either, because I know we'll get to that. And like I said, I know very little, but there was just one piece of like information in the trivia, and I assume that's what you're talking about is the origin, and that there's nothing else in the trivia, and that's all I know. So
okay. Yeah. It starts out with this insane text scroll that makes it seem like something really like grandiose and spectacular is going to happen. But this movie is broken up into essentially like 3 sections with 3 different sets of performers that are all playing. Was there 4?
4.
Yeah, 4 different sets of performers. 3 performers each that are all playing, I guess, like the same characters.
I think so.
Which is like a family unit of sorts. It's like like a mother, a father, and a daughter. kind of, but they're all like the same age, and it's again, there's no real like roles they're playing, but and I mean, Kellie said it. It's all the entire script is just like non sequiturs, right?
Yeah.
And we'll give some examples here because it's hard to put an overarching kind of explanation of the tone. But it just starts out, there's 3 adults just doing confusing sexually charged things. But also there's a subplot through the whole thing that there's some sort of impending nuclear disaster coming.
Yes.
We start out with 3 people in a apartment that you can imagine somebody being murdered in. There's 3 performers, and they are sitting around a table just talking to each other in like the most unnatural way possible with these weird scripted lines that they're just reading. And eventually it gets more sexually charged until the one performer, she's naked in the shower, bathing herself with a jar, like a mason jar, that just has a label on it that says "Tears of Neglected Children."
Dude, that's not eventually though. This happens within like the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is within the first 5 minutes, definitely. Yeah. Then she runs out of those Tears of Neglected Children, so then she gets another one that says Angel's Blood, which is also just
clear.
Yeah, which is just, I mean, Angel's Blood could be clear.
Good point.
And then there's another jar that says Tears of Corrupted Politicians, but it's just a mouse in the jar, and she just sniffs it. She also has a large Betty Boop tattoo on her arm that looks like it was done in prison.
Oh my god.
There's so much happening.
So like everything that like we're describing is being done sensually, and so like when
everything's very sexual.
Everything is porny in this movie, absolutely everything, even things that should never ever be porny. And even when she opens the corrupt politician's jar and it's a mouse, she's kind of like waving it under her nose like she's enjoying it. Like
yeah
and she's like, what?
Her next line is, "Excuse me, I'm going to the little girl's room to powder my nose and to take a dump."
Well, that's the other.
That's the daughter.
That's the other.
Oh, that's the daughter. Okay, yeah. You're right. That's the daughter. And then she goes to the bathroom, and there's a sign on it that says "Psychosexual Burn Ward."
She just tears it off and walks in and starts reading on the toilet. She's reading the Quran. But it's like spelled like in an Americanized way. And so she never actually does take a dump or do anything in the bathroom other than, I guess, read that entire book and then leave.
Well, and then the thing she's reading out loud, you could barely hear, but it's a story about like a barista. It's not actually even anything from the Quran.
It's a story about a barista who served Yahweh his coffee too hot, and because the latte was too hot, he threw it in the face of a janitor, and then she just ends it with "the end."
So you're starting to get the flavor here. It's a lot of these like just meaningless, like pseudo intellectual like platitudes, just spelled out very like either very literally or like very thin symbolism, but everything is through this like hypersexualized fetishy lens, right? So like at one point, I forget even what they're talking about, but the man who has like a little weird little mustache,
it comes and goes.
He asks them to like vote on something, and the 2 women, I think they're blindfolded potentially at this point.
Well, he asked them to close their eyes, and also I want to put it in your head that he is God at this point when he has a mustache on, because it comes back in the next segment. Somebody wearing a mustache that could also be God in that moment.
Okay. So that raises a lot of questions. Like, why does God want to smell his daughter's armpit?
Yeah.
Well, it's just because God's possessing him and God just wanted to smell armpits at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because he has them raise their hand and then goes around and sniffs their armpits.
Which, like,
Yeah.
so much of this movie is so incesty. Like, if you're sensitive, if you're sensitive to that, do not watch this movie, because every scene involves some version of incest.
Yeah. It's the characters stay the same. It's the mother, father, daughter in every segment.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the performers are roughly the same age, so it really doesn't read like that, but the text it would suggest, right? Then, and I forget which one of the women lays an egg.
The daughter.
Yes.
Lays an egg, like a chicken's egg, and then I think gets horny and kisses it.
She licks it.
Yeah. And then the mother lays a cantaloupe.
Yeah. So the exact quote with the daughter, she says, "Oh, there's something going on in my panties. I just laid an egg. Yeah. This is so hot." And then she licks it.
Yeah. And then the mother gives birth to a raw steak, which is named Mr. Peterson. And then she breastfeeds the steak.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. So get ready for a lot of this. My favorite part, honestly, is pretty early on. Maybe my second favorite part, and this is it. It's the I don't want to die. I gotta throw up. This is the daughter. I gotta throw up, but she doesn't know where to throw up, so that the dad or God or whatever gives her
the mom offers her a sealed can of chili from the cabinet.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. But then God or dad or whatever is like, no, don't waste that chili. You have to eat all that chili before you puke in the can. That's a perfectly good can of chili, and makes her eat it. And then the one lady throws up in the can and the other pees in it.
She says, "Oh, there's still room left in the can if you need it, like for a new." And when she's eating it, though, she's eating it with her hand cold, just out of the jar.
Yeah, they talk about like surviving and killing, and the guy says at one point, for some reason, I really got a kick out of this. Occasionally throughout this movie, somebody will just call somebody else a fascist without any explanation, which just is so funny. He goes, "Shut up, you fascist," and he bonks himself dead.
Yeah, there's a lot of through lines through this, and maybe they mean something, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. But like through lines are calling people fascists, laying eggs, mentions of Spain, and references to Kafka's The Metamorphosis, which just
wrote that down too. Yeah, to the point where like at one point in the movie it's written on the mirror in the bathroom, but it's misspelled
with like lipstick on the mirror. They decide to teach him after the fascist has been bonked on the head.
He's not a fascist. No, he's not a fascist.
No, he's the one who calls somebody a fascist.
Yeah, he calls the mom a fascist because she's talking about wanting to kill. And then he says, "You're a fascist," and tries to run away and then slips and bonks himself on the head. And he's knocked out.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God, this part made me laugh so hard because the way he just kind of like collapses out of frame. Like I rewound a couple times because I could not understand what happened.
Yeah, it's tough. You think maybe he's dead. He's not dead. They decide they're going to, quote, teach him a lesson. So they get the meat and they get a diaper and they dress him up like a baby. And I guess they have a plan to convince him that he's a baby. But first, there's a quick bathroom nightmare flashback, which is just sexy wiping. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But back to the main plot here is baby wakes up, tries to climb up into the mother's womb by just pressing his face against like her nude crotch for like an uncomfortable amount of time. Any amount of time is uncomfortable to do a thing like that. But this is like 45 seconds uncut. You're just raw dogging 45 seconds of him doing this.
Yeah, because I think the daughter says something like, haven't you had fantasies about returning to the womb or something? And that's where he gets the idea. He's like, oh yeah, definitely.
But no, never mind. He was adopted, so not necessary.
That's why it didn't work. That's the only reason.
It's why it didn't work.
Yep, didn't take.
Yeah. I love this line too. He goes, he's like, I just remembered something. I wasted my whole life.
That's the mom.
That's the mom. Yeah. That's right. Because she goes, I didn't want a family. I wanted to murder the president.
I wanted to murder the president.
My dream was to murder the president.
Oil the wheels of capitalism with his blood.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good line. Then they all, like, I guess, admit that they're not men or women, and then they do like a triple hug for a long time. That's it. Then there's another, like, they keep doing these things. It's very almost Family Guy-ish, where they're like, I had a weird dream, and then they just cut to something stupid happening.
Yeah, I had a weird dream, or do you remember the time? And they do these cutaways.
But they cut. This is where they cut to the second of four casts, right? And it's these three. We didn't mention the first three are all African American people. Oh. The second are all three white people. So you immediately are like, oh, these are, we got three completely different actors, in a different setting, 100%, right? They wake up at this like kitchen table, and they're pissed because they're dead, and it's the afterlife, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a jar that says "Eat Arm Nagasaki" on it.
It has like worms in it,
and it has worms. She puts worms in it.
No, yeah, this part is funny when they wake up too, because they're just like, "Oh, we died." Like, bummer, And then the mom says that she always imagined she would go to hot, hard heaven.
That's it. Okay. I was trying to figure out what my notes said. One wants to something to hot, hard heaven. I think I meant go. Yeah. Hot, hard heaven is where she thought she was going to go.
Right.
Dad's on the toilet telling someone on the phone that he's blonde.
Like 14 times.
He's not blonde.
No.
Yeah. He's not blonde. He's brunette.
He's telling Wisdom that he's blonde. And it's like this is her imagination of what heaven was supposed to be, that he was on the toilet telling Wisdom that he's blonde, and then Wisdom starts talking to her feet. Like, again, it's more of the, like, these are fetish tropes, like there's the baby stuff and like the feet stuff and like the toilet stuff, like that's all like tropes, but they're not being enacted in a way that would suggest like that would be really fetishized.
No, because she's like, she pulls her foot into the frame and she's just like, how you been? Like, how you doing? And this is right after she was rubbing the phone all over her boobs too, because she was getting really into it. So
it's like it's just this underlying whisper that everything is porn, but nothing is like erotic. It's like porn for porn's sake. You know what I mean? Like all the characters are acting out a non-porn script in a porn. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of nudity also.
There's a lot of nudity. Yes, it's graphic nudity and masturbation scenes and all types of stuff, which we haven't got to. But one of my other favorite parts is they come out of that dream and the dad says, "Hey, that's my heaven," and gives them both double middle fingers.
Yes. He says, "Fuck you, get your own." Like, yeah, I think the actor in this scene, like in this quatrain, I guess you would call it, of the film.
Sure.
The male actor is probably my favorite, just because I don't know,
God.
the way he delivers lines is the funniest, and I can't tell how much he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he does, because like, I mean, he knows certain things are funny,
right?
And he has like a sense of humor about it. And if you watch the outtakes, the bloopers / outtakes, it becomes clear that he thinks the whole thing is funny, but I don't think that he necessarily knows that it's meant to be funny. You know what I mean? So he's playing it as straight as he can.
Which is what it needs. Like, that flat delivery where you think that character is actually really intentional with their actions and their words, even though what they're saying makes no sense.
Yeah. So he's trying his ass off, as are pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
But his delivery is particularly funny. His something about, and this is like no disrespect to the actor, he's doing his best, but he just kind of has that like resting dumb face where he's like kind of slack jawed look on his face when he's confused. Because how could you not be confused by what you're being told to say, right? This script. So he's clearly confused, as anyone would be, and the look of confusion on his face but he's trying to earnestly deliver these lines is so funny.
I will reveal. We know what the origin is, but I will reveal this set of 3 people are from Florida, if that helps explain dumb guy behavior.
Okay.
This has a very Florida vibe to it.
That's
sure.
funny. I was thinking California because there's like surfboards and but I mean obviously you can do that in Florida also, but the dad has maybe my favorite line in the movie that's hard to choose, where he says, "Did you know yin and yang had a baby? They named it Yoink."
That's such it's such a great line, and he delivers it perfectly, and it makes no sense. It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh my God. God slides a note under the door to them. And then
I'm just thinking, because one of our patron members, Dan, just joined in the chat, and he has to be hearing what sounds like the most schizophrenic conversation. And I'm sure everybody listening at home also just feels that like what we're talking about is so schizophrenic and insane. And I feel, but you just have to understand that we're talking about an experimental film that is touching on like these concepts of like death and rebirth and cyclical nature, but it's done in a way that you're maybe not even meant to read it that way. It's so hard to explain this film.
It's intentionally vague. Yeah.
You really have to experience it to fully grasp what we're talking about. I'm not necessarily suggesting that you seek it out because it is not going to be tolerable to everyone. But I mean, this, and we're not even like close to halfway, and we've barely touched on some of the most insane stuff in the movie. This whole thing with God, like they decide that they think they're in God's womb. Oh, because God writes that on the note, and then and then the dad is like, "Oh, well, the womb is near the belly, so we could make him throw us up." And then they just start chanting USA, USA.
Yeah,
they get so excited over their own like brilliance and ingenuity. Like, we're either going to make God throw us up or shit us out. And then they're just like, USA, USA.
And then the daughter goes, "I hope he shits me to the mall."
And then she says, "I'm a kangarooster," and she starts kind of bouncing around.
She also poops her brains out. She's on the toilet, and then she stands up, and it's noodles. And then they throw like a bunch of dollar bills in the toilet. And I just wrote think tank, eat a muffin. I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened there, but he is eating a muffin at some point.
It's because the daughter like goes into the bathroom with a muffin, and then it's just sitting there. She's not touching it. And then he starts eating the muffin. And I think he has think tank written on his hand, and he like shows it to the camera after throwing the dollar bills in the toilet. Like, that's the think tank, I guess. I don't know.
There's so much rapid fire insanity happening. That like it just kind of devolves into this like endless, again, complete non sequitur, but generally speaking, stupid political, social, or like psychological platitudes where it's like somebody is just wildly baked and thinks they're thinking profound thoughts and then writing a script, like a nauseatingly symbolic script trying to explain their stoned rememberings.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's written on the toilet, local sparrow licks slave lip, which I still can't make heads or tails of. And it's one of those things, it's so much of a non sequitur and so nonsensical that it's like, what was going on in this person's brain that this collection of words poured out of it? It's like,
if this was
random,
not made in 2009, I would assume this was written by AI.
Sure.
Yeah.
early versions of AI.
Like just not very good models.
Oh my God.
But the one scene I really like is that there's this kind of fourth wall breaking scene where the family is reading the scripts about the movie that they're in. But like the script is kind of self-aware. Like no, they're not self-aware, but like the script is like self-aware.
Yeah. The script is aware, and the script is like constantly telling them to pass out more scripts to continue the movie. And so like they're shuffling different scripts to each other over and over, getting new direction. But they in this little bit of acting, even though like their acting is generally pretty subpar, they still act subpar to their own subpar when they read the lines all stilted and weird. So like they do at least take that little bit of direction and act subpar to their own subpar. And it's just like, but it is a baffling, like little bit of fourth wall breaking, like you're saying, because they're aware that the script is directing them and pushing them towards something.
What was that Indonesian movie, Steve, that we watched not that long ago? I think it was Indonesian.
Oh yeah.
About like the haunted house where like the script is like after them, or the writer is like their nemesis or whatever.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Very
Fuck was that called?
That.
Yeah. I'll look it up in a second.
I was gonna say my favorite scene now happens. Probably. I know I'm going to probably say that multiple times. But Dad stands up on the table and fills his tidy whities with what I can only describe as emotional wet shit. I will say this is worth watching the quote unquote blooper reel, the behind the scenes stuff, entirely for watching them shoot this scene, because this is a big part of the bloopers, is him standing up there and you can't see because of how grainy and how weird color it is. It looks like diarrhea coming all down his legs, but it's actually spaghetti sauce. And he is standing there in these tidy whities. Obviously everyone's very uncomfortable. He doesn't want to do it. He dumps the entire jar of spaghetti sauce down the front of his underwear. And he's just like, I mean, they're kind of laughing because it's insane,
ridiculous,
but it's clearly very unpleasant. He's like, come on, get in here. We got to do this scene. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's so weird to see the behind the scenes of the scene. But
the film we were talking about, the Indonesian film, is called The Draft, which is a much more competent and comprehensible film.
It's more of a film.
Yeah, it's a film. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. Go watch that.
Yeah. Mom then like puts a knife to her own throat and turns British.
The daughter's like trying to make her kill herself or something, and then like she starts slicing her throat. She's like, like you said, it's working, I'm turning British. So then the daughter brings her like a crumpet, which is just like a flat like black brick of something.
I thought it was actually like a little ball of worms.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it was a callback to the worms from earlier, because this is
right.
also this is
right.
one of those Family Guy cutaways, because it was one of those like, remember the time when, and the dad has no arms, and so he tells the mom to put a knife to her neck, and this is one of my favorites of like, be at one with the universe, be still, be all encompassing, and then he's just like, do it. Like, just
The weird, like stilted, childish deliveries of these lines is the best part. Then this one is like when he's on his deathbed, which I've completely lost the thread or the timeline here. But the next scene they jump to is he's on his deathbed, which means he's just laying on a bed, all like kind of tucked in, all snug in like a sheet. And he's like, I'm dying. I'm on my deathbed. Yes. And then she goes, the daughter goes, you will be dead in 1 minute. And he goes, I want a separate tombstone for my nuts. And then she's like, I'm leaving you. Like, does this whole thing where she's leaving him when he's on his deathbed, and he's like, have you found is somebody else? And she's like, yes, I fall in love with somebody else, but it's just her in a skeleton mask.
Right.
He's
It's like a shitty rubber skeleton mask.
He's like, I want to watch you bang.
Yeah.
Hard style.
Hard style. Yeah, his lines are so childish. They give him all the best lines.
Yeah.
But he does die, and then she wants to bring him back to life.
Oh my god, this is so good.
And so she unzips his fly, and it's a hot dog coming out of his fly, and she bites the hot dog and goes, who are my lunch?
Who ate my lunch?
Who ate my lunch? Yeah. Then the daughter just strips naked because God tells, I think, does God tell him to?
She makes a bargain. She says, if you let us out, God, I'll let you see me naked. And
yeah.
And then God slips a note that says, you strip then. Like,
okay, strip.
Yeah. And then which she does. And the daughter comes up with the plan. When God comes in and shows his face, I'm going to spit boric acid in his face, and then we can escape. We can escape from his womb through his scars. And then this is your
he does the old flipperoo on her.
He does the flipperoo, and this is how you know that when somebody's wearing a mustache, it's actually God, because she opens the door, and then it's herself standing there with a mustache on, and spits the boric acid in her own face.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and then the mom like pulls pasta out of her mouth, but like one little piece is like stuck in there, and so they like don't even bother doing another take. But she's like keeps trying to pull like one bit of spaghetti like out of her teeth.
Yeah,
yeah. I guess that's the brains. They're eating brains, something, or knowledge or something. I don't know. But then they, I guess, say they go back to nature. I don't know what that means. That's our family number 2. Family 3. They wake up at another table, and this is nature's infinite expanse. So it's just like a table with a bunch of leaves and sticks and shit on it. And they just do, like, this just gets into all this, like, consciousness and existential puns. And Dad goes and puts a clock in the freezer. And then when he goes back, it's a little Tupperware container full of pennies. He dumps them on the floor, and it spells out "Love is one," but he can't read. So it's a real Twilight Zone situation.
Oh my god.
Dad has this. This is a great part. Dad has this sick skull drawing on his back. It looks like a child drew it. And then Mom comes in, she has the same one, and they make their back skulls make out.
Yes.
And at some point, somebody says something, and she's like, shut up and mash backs.
Yeah. Again, another great line.
Yeah.
Well, and then that's followed by a really good line too, because the daughter, who by the way is the creepiest of the 4 daughters because of the way they
100%.
styled her. But she comes in and she's like, like, yuck, do you remember the first time I walked in on you 2 boning each other? And then the wife says, well, that was the first night you were conceived. It's a real brain teaser.
Yeah, real existential questions are posed here. So she's like, honey, I'm really a bird, I guess. And then she has like an eyeball on her underwear, and then dad is like he's facing away from the camera, and he's like something about how he has 3 dicks.
Yep.
And she pulls it out, but it's only 1. It's not 3. And he just starts like cranking his hog and saying dumb shit.
Oh my god, that was the point where I was like, okay, is this actually becoming porn now? Because
I thought for sure it was going to go hardcore.
Because the wife in this one also is the most porny of the wives that we've seen so far, and she's doing a lot to like play into that. And she starts like taking off her panties, and I tried to keep track of how many pairs of panties she was wearing, but I lost count after 7. Because she just keeps
9.
going. Okay. Like, it's endless. Like, it starts with, she looks like she's wearing a diaper because there's so many layers.
Yeah.
This leads to the line, which is the best line in the movie. Baby, I'm going to come so fast, the babies we're going to make are already in the obituaries.
And then he looks in the paper for it.
And then he looks in the paper for it. It's not symbolic. He expects them to be there.
Yeah.
There's a mouse in the Tupperware. It turns into steak. And then they decide to do reverse democracy on it, which means shaking the Tupperware of raw steak for like 45 real time seconds while the actors keep looking directly at somebody off camera. Like, should we keep doing this? Because they're really confused. And now it's milk and it's like blood now, I guess.
I mean,
and mom chugs it.
Yeah, well,
and then spits some onto her boobs, and she's topless by the whole time. I didn't even mention that she's topless the whole time. She spits some on her boobs, and then like dad like sucks it off her boobs. It's really,
oh my god. Yeah. I wanted to say that in this whole scene in the bedroom, which goes on forever, you can literally hear the director say action at one point. You hear him like whisper.
You hear it more than once. Like it's a couple times. This group is, I don't know. They seem to be the most unprofessional and most turned off by not doing porn. Like they're annoyed
like
that they're not doing porn.
Just get to the fucking instead of like all this random ass lead up to nothing.
Especially the dad. Like the dad is like you mentioned.
He's here to do porn.
Yeah, he's always
literally ready to go.
Yeah.
He's always looking at the director. He's annoyed at what he has to do. Like. He's an older man too. He's probably like 45 or something like that, if not more.
For sure. Yeah.
And he's like, this is not only is this not how I expected my life to go, I didn't expect my life to go this way. to take a second turn within that turn.
But I mean, he has a really great line in the scene though, like when he is looking through the obituaries and he says, "Oh no, the entire universe has been killed in a Spanish boating accident." And then he says, a French lying accident. And the wife, who's kind of like dancing around all sexy, just says deja vu, which I thought was so funny.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is probably the most, I don't know, is this the most insane movie or scene in the movie? It probably has to be.
A few of the ones we're about to get to are maybe more insane than this.
Yeah, I guess there are ones with the chickens and the apples and Anyway, we'll get to that. The daughter comes in filleting a dildo.
Yep.
And mom is in the bathroom, and this is where the metamorphosis is written on the mirror.
Well, the mom has a pretty good line to exit the scene from the bedroom to the bathroom, and this is like your only clue that this is not what you're not supposed to be reading anything into this is the mom says, whatever, I'm going to go take an Our Society. So she's going to go take a dump and she calls it an Our Society. And so it's like that line is so,
that can't be serious.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's so hammered
there's
home.
a handful of lines in this where it's like, that can't be serious. No one can think that's profound.
Right. Yeah, that is not profound. Yeah. It's the antithesis of profound. Like, maybe a 14-year-old would say that as like a half joke, but not as a serious art piece. Would that ever be counted?
If you've ever seen Workaholics, I don't know if you've seen that show. I love that show. There's an episode where Carl, who is their drug dealer, who's also one of the creators of the show, who's one of the funniest characters, gets multiple episodes. He falls under the kind of spell or influence of this asshole little teenager that has like really big teeth. And like at one point, and is always trying to do something like profoundly artistic. And Carl like falls under him and his other teenage friend's spell and like becomes their, like, he's a grown man, but he becomes these teenagers like little, messenger boy. And one time they're trying to make a film. One time they're street artists doing graffiti. And Carl is like, calls him sir and stuff. And every time I think of the person who wrote this script, I think of that little kid. That little like asshole, like 14-year-old kid with the big teeth. Yeah. I forget who it is. Somebody finds a mirror in their pants. I think it's the dad.
I think so
too.
Yeah.
But then like it's scratched or something. I don't know. It's a scratch off lottery ticket.
Oh yeah.
And he wins $1 trillion. And so now because of his $1 trillion, he can now force the daughter to do whatever he wants with his mind because he's so powerful. And he tries to get her to blow him, but she strangles him instead with his own mind. And also hand.
He gets control of her, but her hand has a mind of its own.
Miss Pearl.
So
it's Miss Pearl.
Yeah. So he can't control her hand, which begins choking him.
That's right. And the hand is named Miss Pearl.
Bag. Yeah.
Yes.
They have to wrap it in a garbage bag.
This becomes very important.
Oh my God.
They wrap Miss Pearl, which is one of the daughter's hands, in a trash bag with duct tape. And then they like sit and pick nits out of each other's hair for a while. And then somebody, I didn't write down who said this. I think it's the mom. No, I think it's the daughter maybe. But she says, "I'm going to kill your dinner with karate."
Yes.
And she rubs a turkey baster on her vagina.
Wait, you have to set this up. You're skipping good stuff here. Because the dad says, "I was born and raised by lesbians, want to meet my daddy." And he pulls out a turkey baster that's filled with, I guess, cum and squirts it into his own ear. And then that's when he like hands it to the daughter, who like hits her own like crotch with it. And then this is the pencil masturbating too, I think.
Oh yeah. She also with the eraser end of the pencil, right? Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Last night during sex, you called out the Bible word for word." That was a good one.
I was gonna get to that one too.
And then that's when she's like, "I have to erase that Bible baby inside me," and then she proceeds to like erase her vagina for a while.
This is really graphic. Like, it is up.
It's honestly like at this point, it's like not even shocking because you're just like. It's your sensory overload has kicked in at this point.
Because also like her hand dies and becomes a ghost.
Yeah, Miss Pearl's a ghost now. Yeah,
it's just wrapped in a t-shirt with two black eyes drawn on it, and she's just waving her hand around like and spinning it in circles,
like it's a ghost floating around. Yeah, and then it grabs like the dad's dick, but I guess his foot is dead now too. I don't know.
Yes.
Or his foot is also Miss Pearl. Yeah, but it has. Yeah, he goes, "I wonder what we're doing." And they all peek through the door, like the crack in the door, and they're watching themselves in a different room. And then they like slap each other and drink some marinara sauce. And the daughter, and again, in like a weird fourth wall breaking thing, the daughter walks up and like breathes on the camera, like fogging the lens up.
Gross.
And the dad like pukes up a bunch of M&Ms and reveals his dead foot to have a waving American flag on it, like superimposed on it.
Because by now everyone has like these smears of paint all over them for some reason, and so they're using that as like a green screen, and so they do it on the daughter's forehead too. You can like see something through her head. I don't know, but like what you were talking,
was that like a little fire or something?
Yeah, it's either a fireplace or meant to be like hell, whatever it is.
And then so then they have the conch shell that the daughter like picks up and listens to, and then I guess she hears a murder on the beach, and so that's when there's all this like blood, I guess, but like you said, it looks like marinara sauce that just kind of pours out of it. So then they fuck the conch shell with the pencil and the turkey baster.
And while making like erotic noises,
which is the most insane thing ever.
They alternate impregnating and erasing the baby out of the conch shell, as previously established through other means. That's how it works.
Oh my god!
It's the cycle of life and death, guys. Why aren't you getting this symbolism?
Why aren't you getting this? Dad shows up and he has the last happy atom in the world.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty funny.
We didn't talk about
it's just like a flea. It's like a flea circus. You know, he's like pretending he's holding it.
Because earlier the daughter said that she had the last two happy atoms, I think, on her thumb, and so she was like sucking her thumb, and then the mom like is sucking her thumb, and it just gets really weird.
That's right when they first wake up. Yeah, I forgot about that. They all get drunk, and then the daughter's brain is on fire, which we mentioned. The audio in this movie spikes so aggressively that it kept scaring the shit out of my dogs. Because they were like sleeping. One of them was sleeping beside me. The other one was sleeping on the couch. And when the audio would spike, they would be like, holy shit, what was that? Like,
it was really aggressive. That was annoying the hell out of me. People would just like randomly make loud noises directly into the mic.
Yeah. All right. On to the fourth and final family. Again, they just start hitting it hard right off the bat. Probably my second favorite performer here is the dad from the fourth one, because he's so sincere and like almost lends like a melodramatic quality to the way he's delivering the lines. And I also like, if there was any one person in this movie who maybe recognizes what's happening and is a little bit in on the joke, it might be him.
Yes, but
I can't tell.
And he might be the only person who actually has a career. He
has like actual acting credits.
Yeah, that is like really recognizable. Yeah, he in some form, but like he has actual acting credits. His name's Guy Pearce, and he has like did spots on the Eric Andre show and Tim and Eric and True Blood.
Oh my God, yes. I know where I knew he looked familiar, and I recognized his voice, like his mannerisms, and I was like, now he probably just looks like, somebody else or whatever. But no, yeah. He was definitely like felt, because he was playing it so earnestly and so melodramatic, I was like, I got the feeling he was the only one who might be in on the joke.
Yeah. His most recent credit is in a 2021 film starring Selma Hayek and Owen Wilson. And I believe this is like one of those type of like, I don't know, Imagine World, what is it, simulation type world films. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they all live in a simulation, but he plays Andy Warhol in this 2021 film.
I could see him do a good job with that.
That
Yeah,
tracks. Yeah.
sure. But yeah, it's just that's his most recent credit. And then also this is in his credits.
I like that. I like that. I like that for him. He does pretty early on, piss blood out of his mouth into his wallet, which I did like that a lot. The daughter kills the dad by eating an apple, and then the mom kills the daughter by strangling a banana and rubbing it on her tits.
This segment is like the movie ramps up in porniness, like like all the way up until the end. This one is by far like the most porny, and the performers look the most porny as well. But like I could not figure out for a long time like which one was supposed to be the daughter and which one was the mom, because everyone looks basically exactly the same age in this one.
Yeah, true. They look fairly similar. And I almost at one point I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, do they switch at some point? I don't think they do, but yeah, because the mom takes a cherry out of the daughter's vagina, I guess, and then puts it in her own vagina. And then like they're doing, so the atomic bomb is coming, and they keep going like the atomic bomb is coming. So then they have like an like incestual death orgy, and they keep going like, oh Lord, it's coming, you know. Yep. So the double entendre, and then somebody finds like an eyeball. I don't remember where the eyeball comes from.
It reaches like a supposed climax, and which the bomb is supposed to drop and kill them, but instead because they're filming it in a way where like they're all looking out this one window, and they have a really high spotlight filming in on them, and so I'll also just reveal this third trio in this fourth quatrain is they're from LA, so that's why they feel like the most professional and also kind of look the most porny, because like they are just, you know,
this isn't the Florida B team anymore. No. This is the main event. Yeah.
But so it's supposed to come to an end, and instead the father reaches up and he plucks out of the sky an eyeball, and he says, "Oh, it's not an atom bomb. It's just a worldview to fuck to."
Yeah, which is the most like 14-year-old like that just reeks of that kid with the big teeth.
No, he calls it a recipe for fuck. Sorry, not a worldview to fuck to. It's a worldview. It's just a worldview, a recipe for fuck.
Yeah. And at some point, the one, I don't even remember, it's the mom or the daughter, is like, this line just really kills me. Wait, my body is shitting something.
This is where she drops out the clock, and and then it's another line of like, I think it's like something like, here, check this out, fascists, and then smashes another egg on the face of the clock.
And then I think she's like frying the egg on the face of the clock.
So dad's taking his shit and he's got nothing to read. So he makes the daughter come in and reads her palm.
Oh, yeah.
And she has the word die on one palm and dice in the other hand. And she's fully nude.
Right.
Just say she is fully nude. We cut back to the mom. I guess she's going down on the dad, and his dick is a block of cheese.
Yes.
So she starts to shred it, like grate the cheese.
She gets like a hand grater and is grating his cheese dick, and he seems to really like it. He's digging it. And then you look down to where the cheese has fallen, and it is spelled out nature. They talk about like beauty for a while and how her beauty's a weapon, and mom This might be the best part. Mom is talking about her beauty as a weapon and it's poisoned and blah, 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 all this stuff. So she decides she's going to commit optical suicide.
By just looking at the mirror.
Yeah, so she's just going to stare intently in the mirror, and by which she's going to commit optical suicide. She asks them what she has to live for. And I guess this makes the daughter horny, so she starts rubbing herself and like just exposing her boobs, like, I don't know, for a long time. So we're at dinner time. And they puke change up, and then they keep taking turns like talking on walkie-talkies to each other at the
Right
dinner
next to
table while
each
they're
other.
sitting right beside. Yeah. And there's just like all these dice and also these like squelching noises that are just like
Yeah.
that are like 80 yard in.
Yeah. There's 80 yard squelching noises as he loads up a condom full of dice.
Wait, and
Yeah.
they're also eating light bulbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got light bulbs on her plate. The mom like deep throats the condom full of dice. There's like a lot of religious stuff. There's a lot of the guy's a swastika on his head, like Charlie Manson at one point.
Well, and then the daughter's in blackface in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of knife play happens. But the parents are dead. Jumping forward, I don't think we're missing anything, but the parents are dead now. All right. And the daughter performs a marriage ceremony for the corpses. And she poses the bodies in all these like sexually compromising positions for a while, as if the corpses are fucking. And then 9 months later, the mom corpse gives birth. And it's a crying raw chicken, which gives birth to a crying apple. And she peels off a Band-Aid from the apple and puts it on her forehead. And it's revealed that the corpses have turned into 10 raw chickens with 10 apples on top of them.
Now, is that what you took from it, or did you take from it that like that this was the cycle?
This is something about like lineage and family lines, and I don't know.
Sure, I guess. I mean, Steve, do you have any tidbits of wisdom on the symbolism here?
Oh no, there's nothing to be gained from the symbolism. You can't glean anything. What you glean is what you glean from it, and I think gleaning anything from it is actually a disservice to yourself. Is that you actually put yourself in harm's way trying to understand the film. Yeah. You're committing optical suicide by trying to understand the film. Now they via nuclear mysticism, mom and dad come back to life. And it's their birthday because they're being born, right? Kind of like Frosty the Snowman. It's when he gets brought to life with the magical hat, it's his birthday. Mom basically says, like, this sucks, I'm gonna kill myself.
She like misses being dead immediately.
She's so mad about not being dead. And then the daughter stands on the table in high heels and shits herself.
Well,
this is spiraling towards the ending.
I don't think she shits herself. I believe she says something to the effect that her penis has gone missing. To which then the dad pulls something out. I don't know. It's too dark to see.
He's like,
it's a shrimp.
Oh, a shrimp.
Oh,
okay.
Shrimp.
It's like a pile of cooked shrimp, and I thought he was supposed to be like ejaculating it, like that he's like humming shrimp. Like, I don't know.
The lighting is so bad; it's impossible to tell what it is.
In this segment, especially, this segment is lit really dark.
Yeah. This segment was lit dramatically, whereas every previous segment was just basically all the overhead lights were turned on in the house. Like it was just shown in starkness. There's no lighting to.
I mean, the first segment might take place at a hotel. Like it looks like a crappy hotel room.
Yeah, so. It's like the best suite at a Radisson.
It's an extended stay America, kind of thing. Okay, I wrote down a note here about something Mom did, but I didn't finish the sentence here because right after that she eats, I guess the shrimp, I don't know. Before they start saying death is prenatal memory in unison, I think Mom does something, but I don't know. I missed that.
She doesn't really do anything. It's just like the daughter is on her knees praying, and then Mom comes into frame and starts saying, and then they go through like kind of this ending of just accepting that death is a prenatal memory, and the third greatest coincidence ever is the existence of the universe. And then the daughter says, "Here comes the second."
Yeah, and it's let me explain what the second greatest coincidence to ever happen is. It's a jar 2/3 the way filled with pennies, some dice, and then maybe a shoe. I don't know what's jammed in the top of it.
I can't tell either.
But
I don't know.
Yeah. But the label reads human opening. And I wrote, now that's a movie.
Now that's a movie.
Yeah. The only thing that could have made this movie more enjoyable for me is a wild, unexpected needle drop right then.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been amazing.
If it was like, I don't know, just drop a CCR song.
CCR song.
Just in wild, unpredictable.
Do a full curtain call with all of the cast members like standing on a stage, taking a bow while Vitamin C's graduation song plays.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, so I was watching through, and I'll say, but one of the things, it's not a spoiler, but it gives you a little bit of an idea that who's involved in some capacity is Greg Turkington, who is a co-host of On Cinema with Tim Heidecker. Have you ever seen On Cinema with Tim Heidecker?
I'm aware of it. I haven't really watched much of it though.
From Tim and Eric, it's like a web series where they just like, it's just a bizarre web series like spoofing, kind of a Siskel and Ebert type of situation, cinema critics. And there is a probably 5-minute long little review by Greg Turkington about this movie. And it's just intentionally very misleading. And he refers to it as a cool date movie at one point.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's really funny.
Was this on the Blu-ray extras?
The Blu-ray, yeah, it was on the Blu-ray extras.
Oh,
okay.
There's also a really great music video that like somebody involved directed, which is really fucking weird too. Like I said, the extras, the bloopers of the guy putting the spaghetti down his tidy whities is wild.
I'm looking at that.
But so let's get into the reveal here of like the origin of this movie, and it makes it make a lot more sense, but it also makes it so much funnier, I think, as for us I'm looking forward to watching it again for this reason. So this is the kind of brainchild of a guy named Vernon Chapman, who is the co-creator of one of my favorite bits of media of all time, which is Wonder Chosen. So as well as Xavier Renegade Angel, which if you've ever saw that show as an Adult Swim show is fucking insane. And so what he did was he wrote a purposefully absurd and like extraordinarily pretentious screenplay about this thermonuclear doomsday event and divided it into 4 acts. And then each of the acts was sent to a different independent porn company that specifically specializes in doing like fetish scenarios.
Yeah.
So these porn actors, these groups of porn actors solicit requests for cash to make like custom fetish porn. and he sent this one act of this screenplay to each one of them and paid them to make it. So then he obviously, put together the 4 completed segments, but none of the actors or anybody on the set supposedly knew anything about the nature of the project.
Yeah. I don't even think they got the other parts of the script. Like they just got their...
No, they just saw what they have. Yeah.
Yeah. They just got their part of the quatrain. And then they have no idea what's going on. And that's why you get these wildly different performances. Like I said, the LA trio at the end seems to be the most in on it, even though they don't, they didn't know who Vernon Chapman was. Because I believe at the beginning of this, or at the end of the film, or the beginning of the film, one or the other, it says this was originally produced in 2003, and then it wasn't released on DVD until 2009 by a distribution house by the name of Drag City, who also put out like a Harmony Korine film at the time, and they put out a Philip Seymour Hoffman film called Love Liza. So yeah, they were distroing some really low grade independent stuff, which I don't even think they're around anymore.
I want to know what the budget was for each of these 4 production companies, because they are varying levels of quality, obviously.
I would say hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yep.
Hundreds upon hundreds.
So like I said, my extracurricular reading was all about like what else was out there about this film now, because I had seen this film about the time it came out. Oh wow. I can't remember the exact origin of why I saw it, because I have like 3 competing spaces in my brain. One was I had a friend who was really obsessed with Xavier and Wonder Chosen and the whole PFFFR collective.
Yeah, and that's like the artist group that Vernon Chapman's part of. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So I had a friend who was really obsessed with that, and it's very possible he actually bought that DVD at the time. The other possibility is I rented it myself off of Netflix when Netflix was still very much mail at home, because Netflix mailers they had some of the most insane library back then. Like they had everything Troma. They had films by Giuseppe Andrews. They had that's a name that most people don't even recognize to begin with, but his films are fucking crazy too. And so I may have gotten it from there. However it is, I watched it originally when it first came out, like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
So in my reading now was like reading about everything else. And like I found a review by a guy who actually did one in just July. And it was like Bleeding Eye Cinema, I believe. And he actually gets pretty deep into this film. And
his brain's broke in a way that's fun for us.
Yeah, he reflects on it in a way that like gets into surrealism and critique of surrealism, and I think that's like one way to go about it. And then I've seen another review of somebody's just like, hell yeah, dude, this is fucking crazy, and I don't understand it, and I don't care to understand it. And I was like, I feel like that's the more true way to approach this film, because Vernon Chapman clearly did this as a prank. Like he wrote a crazy comedy and had it made in this insane way that was made in earnest, because to make it in earnest is what makes it funny. You can't hire actors, because otherwise they start to get in on it, which is what you do see with the final fourth of the film, is like you have real actors, or people who are experienced or trying to be actors. They get in on it, and they they do production to it, and it looks a little classier, and it's a little more well emoted and everything. And it's kind of like, all right. But when you watch the other scenes by people from Florida and Minnesota, they just think, hey man, if this is what this person gets off on, I'm just here to collect a paycheck.
Well,
but that's why the fourth segment is my least favorite, though.
Yeah, right.
Because you can tell that the actors are like aware that the material is ridiculous, and they're still doing their best with it, but like, yeah, it doesn't have that earnestness that the other segments do.
It doesn't have that confusion. They don't seem confused. The first three groups seem so scared and confused. And that's what makes it funny. The third, the fourth ones they're in on. They don't, even if they don't understand it, they understand it's a joke, which kind of ruins it.
Totally ruins it.
I think Vernon Chapman may have invented AI before AI technology existed, because this is essentially what he does. And he wrote a book, which I haven't read yet, but I'm 100% going to, called Mindsploitation: Asinine Assignments for the Online Homework Cheating Industry. And what he did was essentially this, but what he did is he found all of these companies. Apparently there's an enormous amount of online companies which will help you cheat, right? College, write essays for you, do assignments for you, whatever, if you just pay them. And he found like the worst and least reputable ones and had them essentially write the book, like piece by piece, kind of similar to this concept of this movie. So he was like almost doing like, open sourcing, but organically in a way, but also doing it organizing it in such a way where no one knew, like almost like how an AI model would do it, where there's nothing really related. It's just bits of data, because that's how they're kind of treating it, because he's doing each part of it in a vacuum.
Like all of his sources are the different parts of kind of like the LLM, like all the things an LLM would draw from. And he serves as the LLM aggregator that brings it all together into a final form. So like
that's a great way of putting it. Yeah.
He sourced, these 4 different production companies to, create the different parts of the film. And then he brought it all together into a single film. And then the book, it sounds like I vaguely remember hearing about this book, but I never read it. But he contacted all these outside firms to write something for the book. And I think they all write a chapter or something like that. And then he assembles all the chapter into a single book.
Yes.
I mean, there used to be a comedy writer who, this was like in the early days of AI, and he used to write like these things online. You've probably read a couple of them where it's like The Matrix if it was written by AI kind of thing.
Sure.
And then it would just be like the most insane gibberish.
Yeah.
Like contained within like loosely the story of the Matrix. And like those were always so funny to me. But yeah, like we talked about Neil Breen earlier, and this movie feels like if you are watching a Neil Breen movie, but you want less plot and more just graphic nudity.
Yeah.
Like, it has that randomness element to it that the Neil Breen movies have, but like those movies are Citizen Kane compared to, like, you could vaguely understand what's going on. In this, you could puzzle it out for the rest of your life and never fully get it, and that's what's charming about it.
Yeah. And again, you're not supposed to, like, to engage in that act is actually falling for the prank. Like the prank is you're watching made up shit from the guy who voices Towley on South Park. Like, don't fall for his tricks.
Yeah. Instead, I would say, listen, watch this movie. I now own it on Blu-ray, and I will expose an enormous amount of people to this. Like,
Yes.
I am going
I don't
to
know who I can show this movie to. That was my first thought. I was like,
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who like bad movies, but they're like, even this, I think might be a bridge too far for them. So I'm like, I guess I'll just enjoy it alone.
The only person that immediately comes to mind for me is Steve. Steve would be the first person I would show this movie to.
Right,
But then I have a couple of other. My brother would definitely appreciate this, and then that's about it. So I do hope to infect other people's minds with the virus that is this movie. But it needs to be like the third or fourth movie you show them. Like, I have a group of friends that I've shown like, I've shown like Pieces to, you know what I mean? And Sleepaway Camp and things like that is just like, okay, now we're dipping our toes, and then it's a real long con that like 5 years from now I'm going to put this in without any explanation.
Earn their trust first, and then stab them with final flush.
One other thing, which I completely forgot about this show until I was just looking on Vernon Chapman's, looking some stuff up online about him. He created The Heart She Holler. Have you watched that?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, that is so funny and so fucking bizarre. It was an Adult Swim like spoof on like a
it's almost like a soap opera. Yeah, it's a soap opera set in like Tennessee or Kentucky, like real hillbilly shit. And it stars Patton Oswalt and Kristen Shaw, and they're just doing like over the top fucking hillbilly bullshit. And it's pretty great.
I just looked at this is the great. It just said Adult Swim describes it, The Heart She Holler, as a quote live action soap opera about about folk who ain't never used soap or seen an opera.
That's perfect. We must have all been watching Adult Swim at different like periods of our life, because I watched Adult Swim all the time, but I don't know any of these ones that you guys have brought up in this episode. So that could be a separation of months, considering how Adult Swim ran. I think the only show that ran their full length was the Venture Brothers. Yeah.
All right. That was Final Flesh from 2009. Not only would I urge you to, it's very hard to find. You can watch it on archive.org. But I would urge you to go to Vinegar Syndrome's website and purchase it on Blu-ray or DVD so that you can inflict it on other people without having to send them to, sketchy websites. You could just go, oh, hey, when they're over at your house and they're borrowing your copy of, Sleepless in Seattle, you can also give them this and be like, this is fun. Watch this. Just see what happens and see if your friendship's ending.
Or like just bring it to a party and just like throw it on in the background and see how long it takes people to notice. This movie, putting this movie on unannounced is an act of violence.
And in the chat, what a great way to lose friends.
That should have been the line on this for the DVD and the sign. Do you have too many friends? Are you trying to get rid of some?
I don't know. I think I would have liked it if the title actually were Optical Suicide, because that is what it feels like. So.
That is a better title. I agree. All right. Any final thoughts on Final Flesh before we wrap up this fucking insane minisode?
You're welcome.
Yeah. I feel that Satan has blessed us by bringing this film into our lives, and if you've seen Final Flesh and you have other movies that in this vein, I urge you to send them our way, because we will use them as punishments or pleasant punishments in this case. Thank you again, Kellie, for joining us, not only for tolerating our long ass showdown, but then coming back to take our collective medicine and watching Final Flesh.
I'm so glad I did, and thank you for having me on again. Doing this podcast.
I hope this movie,
it's like therapy.
Good. I'm glad. I was going to say, I hope this movie is now a holiday tradition for you and your family year after year.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll just be sure to show my parents next time I see them.
It's got all the trimmings
Christmas morning.
Yeah, it's got all the trimmings of a holiday dinner. It's got raw chickens,
Family.
and it's got family, and it's got chili, and it's got egg,
steak, apples, eggs, all
Milk.
It's got all the trimmings.
Worms, coins, clocks.
Fascist.
Fascism. No, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. Thank you. All right. Don't forget, on the social medias this week, we're going to help us vote for our showdown topic for our January showdown, which once again, between Angela Bettis films, neo monster flicks, or modern slashers. So we have quite an eclectic choice of potential topics for our showdown there. All right. Well, join us next week as we, spiral towards the holidays. We'll do our normal fun thing where Steve and I take as close to a break as we get, which is not really a break. We'll still have episodes on every Monday, but we'll do some guests on. We'll do a couple little independent ones. I know my kids always like to come on and do a little segment where they talk about some sort of Christmas movie. Probably not Final Flesh. And then Steve will do some sort of fun little holiday centric guest as well. So anything else, Steve, that you can think of?
Nope. Go on patreon.com/HalloweenIsForever. Sign up. Get all the other good stuff.
Yes, get that. I forgot to bring it up at the top of the show because I was so excited to talk about this movie, but we are wrapping up our final episode of 90s is Forever, where we're going to talk about The Adventures of Fort Fairlane, starring one Andrew Dice Clay, the Dice Man himself. Boy, does that movie stink on ice, but it is not nearly as bad as some of the other movies that we've talked about. Spoiler alert. But I am also going to announce what our next Patreon exclusive podcast series is going to be, and I'm very excited to kick that off in January. So, all right, for the Halloween is Forever crew, I'm Brian.
And I'm Prenatal Memories of Death.
And I can't follow that, so I'm Kellie.
Bye.
And I'm gonna go commit optical suicide. Bye.